23rd of November, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, welcome. Yashikoyach Lu. Morning, Phil.
By the way, when I restart the session, I wait till the last minute because we only have 40 minutes. So if I come in earlier, then it'll cut off our time.
Right. Okay, so let's see. Right. As far as tomorrow goes, it's gonna be this. As far as I know, it's gonna be the same. I'm gonna be in the same situation that I am in today. So if you wanna.
Okay. All right. So I'll plan on hosting tomorrow.
Okay. So. Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we are on Kuf Aleph Amid base, and we are right in the middle over here of understanding the resolution of the contradiction that Rava posed between the Mishnah in Orla with the Beged that has the klipos of Orla dyed into the dye of the Beged, and says the Beged is Yidalek. You have to burn it because and Rava said, you see from over there, Chazusa Milsahi. You see over there, Chazusa Milsa, that the physical that the color of the appearance Chazusa is Milsa. It's regarded as being there in a physical sense, and therefore that's why there's a prohibition of Orla over there, and that seems to contradict what we're saying in the Mishnah in Olos, that when you have the dam that's into the beged, soaked into the beged, and that beged is in a house, so that there's a case where it will be tahara, and we were trying to figure out exactly what's the one case will be Tameya, one case will be Tahara. Case that's Tahara will be the contradiction to the Mishnah in Orla where it says Yidalek. In other words, the case which is Tahara is because we don't regard the dam as being there physically on the Beged, and therefore there's no Tuma in the house. But why would that be? It seems like it's the same story as with the Klipe Orla in the Beged where we say Yidalek. So the we read in the Gemora. Let's go from the place in the Gemora which starts with the sefer of this Mishnah in Olos. Nivla Piksus. If the dam became absorbed in the ksut, which is another word for beged. This is.
It's on 101B1, right-hand column, first line.
Okay. Very good. So, would you like to read, Lou?
Niv la bichsus. It was absorbed in the garment. Ro'im. We see it. Im miska beses ha ksus v'yotzei mi mena revi'is dam. If the garment can be washed, and a quarter log of blood will come out of it, tamei, it's tamei. The house is tamei. Im lav, but if not, tahor. The house is tahor.
Right. Okay. So what we got? Yeah.
So that seems to be saying the issue is it is not an issue of whether it can be seen. It's an issue of how much the quantity there is there.
Oh, so what do you see?
I
No
see
pun
that
intended.
seeing is believing, so to speak. Seeing is milsa. It is a significant fact. But if it's too small an amount that you see, then it's not gonna matter.
No, but if the whole point is that seeing is sufficient, so why do you have to be able to get physically the dam out of the beged? You could see in any case that it's on the beged.
But it's not enough quantity to be significant. There's two factors here. One is, can you see it? The other is, is it sufficient quantity?
Okay. So, well, okay, that's true, but we'll see. The problem is that the way you're explaining it, then there's no contradiction. Rav is asking this as a contradiction. So,
but doesn't it say velo pligi?
Okay, so lo pligi. This was the lo pligi was in regard to the case of the blood being absorbed in the floor of the house. We had one case where the bias was tame. We had one case. We had others that said that the bias was tahor. So that on that machlekes, the Gemora said no. The two sides are not arguing. They're just explaining a different. Each one is explaining a different case. That the kalim were there even before the blood got absorbed, while the blood was still physically present in the house, and in that case, it's tamei. But if it was already absorbed into the floor of the house, by the time the kalim were brought into the house, and then that's where we say that the kalim are tohor. But those two cases are not the two cases that that Rav is focusing on in order to tell us that there's a contradiction over here. His contradiction is to this case of the blood absorbed in the beged. That's the case.
In other words, in the case of the orla, seeing is milsa.
Yeah.
So therefore, we want the case of the brisa to say seeing is not milsa. And my explanation is that it is milsa. So I can't be right.
Right. You're right.
Okay, I'm with you. I see the low pligi was a side point.
Yeah. So and the problem that we have over here is that it does not seem that Rashi is telling us anything about this case. The last The last Rashi that we learned in this sugya was the Rashi of Dam Tevusa. Oh, that actually is the answer of Rav Kahana. That's the answer of Rav Kahana Dam Tevusa. So that's going to be the resolution. Oh, so this is the Rashi. Yes, no. Sorry, Rashi is Imlav Tohor. That's the Rashi that we need to learn right now. That's going to explain what's the contradiction in the two Rashis.
There's some Rashis before on this whole thing. There are Rashis.
We didn't do? Okay, let's okay,
we may
fine.
have done it, but the third narrow line starts the Rashis on this.
In miskabesis.
In miskabesa kavusa v'yotze imena revius dam. If he washes it, and the quarter of the revius of dam comes out from it. Shevatchila nivla. So originally it was absorbed in the garment. That revius. Yoter me revius, at more than a revius. The hignis haksuta labayis, and he that garment he brought into the house. Labayis, habayis would now be tamei. The bias would now become tamei. If there's a quarter, so this is again not appearing. It's inside the garment. The revius is in the garment, and he brings that garment into the house. Now he makes the whole house coming.
Okay.
That's the first Rashi. But now it says the Yotze Mimena. So now he's washing it, and that Revius of Dam is coming out of the garment. The Im Yitno Mayim, because if he puts water, the Mida, in its measure, Yimsu Revius Yoter, he will find more than Revius. Like diluting it sounds like.
So in other words, if he's going to give Yitnu, if he's going to give Mayim B'mida, he's going to give a water in the measure that it would be necessary to wash the beged. So then what should come out? Yimsu, we should find in what's coming out is Revius Yoter. Revius Yoter, I assume that he means more than a Revius.
Yeah, well, it has to be a minimum of Revius to have that issue.
Because you got the Revius of Dam itself, and then you've got all the water that he's putting in order to get the Dam out. So the liquid that would be coming out would be more than I guess that would be more than a Revius. Not sure what Rashi's trying to. He's focusing on this word Revius. That it says in the Gemora that Yotze Hemenu Revius Dam. The halachic guideline parameter is that if comes out from it a Revius of Dam, so then the bias is tamei. So Rashi said, I think Rashi's saying that in truth, the amount of liquid that's going to come out is more than a Revius, but you're going to need that more than a Revius in order to be able to say that there's an actual Revius of Dam in that mixture of liquid which is coming out, and that Revius of Dam is going to be the shear which causes the tumah. The amount of Dam has to be a shear of Revius. So like that, the house will be tamei. Okay. Now that, as far as I'm concerned, that doesn't contradict the case of the Orla at all. All we're saying, like Lou said, was that we have to have a shear in order for the tumah to be transmitted. But we're not saying that that chazusa is lav milsa. We're not saying that the mere appearance is nothing. So we're gonna have to go to the next case to see perhaps the way Rashi's gonna explain this next case. We're gonna see that chazusa is lav milsa. We're going to see that in the next case, and that's going to be
with more of the
Orla.
There's more Rashi in this to finish the other side of that. That was explaining what happens if there was the revius, and then the other half of it, imlav. If there wasn't the revius, then it would be tahar. If there was less than a revius that came out of it from the garment, then you didn't have the amount, so it would still be tahar.
Yeah.
And what it's saying is habayit. The house will be tahor. Shelo ha'il al revius, because it wasn't overshadowing with the revius.
Oh, ha'il al revius.
Shekava cheser. It's lacking the havla. What was the kasut? What was absorbed inside the garment was less than the revius. Aval. Now here's the catch on this. Hakasut is tahor, is tameh. We're talking about so when it says tahor, it's talking about the house, not the garment. The garment is still remaining tameh, even with less than the revius. The beginning of the touching the revius with revius mitzum tsam makes it lessen. Nitamea will be tameh. Tane taught mihat. That's however the imlav tahar. If not the case tahar. Afal gav, even though here's that word again, the kazutu, its appearance, dervius, that is the dervius. Icha, there is shahadam shenisha that remains the beged in the garment. She'iyasha l'schoto. It's impossible to squeeze it out. Yirel, it appears to us the beged like a beged alma, just like a beged. Chazuta, its appearance, lav miltahi. Its appearance is not the way it is.
So I have a comment that explains this Rashi. For if it were considered something material, then even the blood that cannot be recovered from the garment through washing should be considered blood, since its appearance is still evident on the garment. Thus, there would be an entire quarter log of blood in the house to transmit tuma to the utensils. So, in other words, what he's saying is that since we can see that there's a revius, even though we can't retrieve it all, then seeing is not sufficient.
Right.
And therefore it's a contradiction of the klipos.
Right. Yeah, that's what Rashi says. Katani mias lav tahor. If you can't get out physically, if you can't physically get out a revius of dam from the beged, so the house is tahor. Why should the house be tahor? Says Rashi. Even though there's no doubt, says Rashi, that there is the appearance of a shear of revius. So you need a shear of revius. There is, says Rashi. There's no doubt that the chazusa, there's an appearance of the right shear of blood there on the beged. Shadam nishar beged. The dam has that remained in the beged. There was it was not possible to be sochet, to squeeze out and extract out physically that portion of the blood that was there. So niralano, which is apparent to us on the beged, and so therefore Rashi concludes Alma. So you see from this din in the Mishnah over here that it says v'imlav, if you can't physically extract out a revius of dam, then the house is tohor. So if so, says Rashi, Chazuz alav milsahi. You see that appearances are not regarded as being a physical reality. And that contradicts the Mishnah in Orla, where it says you have to burn that beged that has the appearance of the Orla on the that's dyed into the beged. Okay, very good. And now for Omar Rav Kahana. Who would like to read Omar Rav Kahana, the resolution of the contradiction? We have a Roy here with us.
No, Roy is said he.
Oh, right, that's right. Roy is not here. So Alan is here.
Yep.
It's on 101B1, right-hand
Right.
column.
Rubber notes. The bottom.
The
Top of the
Gemora
top.
resolves the contradiction.
All right. Gemara resolves the contradiction. Rav Kahana said, may Kule Ravi Shano and what the mission teaches here is one of the leniencies that apply to the less stringent order logs. To Rousseau, the Rabbanan, that is, speaks of Tavusa blood, which is able to transmit tumor via a roof only under rabbinic law. Therefore, the rabbis were lenient with this tumor and did not apply it to the mere appearance of blood.
Okay, so Rav Kahana is saying that here we have a case of what we call dam tavusa. Dam tavusa is blood that comes out from a corpse, and he says that is derabanan. That in terms of Hilchas Tuma, it's only a din derabanan that it transmits Tuma. And therefore we have leniencies in regard to this, in regard to this din of Dam Tavusa. And one of those apparently is that when it comes to the appearance of Dam Tavusa, it does not have a halachic status as being be'en, that it's physically present. And so therefore, that's why the Mishnah says that in this case, it's tahara. Unless we can get it physically out, it won't become tameh. It seems that the whole tumah, to begin with, even if there would have been a revius that was physically present, would only be a din of Tuma Drabonin. Let's take, is Rashi says, yeah, Rashi says a little bit about this over here. Let's take a look at Rashi. Dibra Maskil Mikule Revius.
Mikule, it's a leniency of the revius. Sheldam of blood, kal, light blood, could go dam tavusa, like dam tavusa. And we do
Dam Tavusa.
a correction on that somewhere.
What's the box name?
The Kaimalon established She'eno Ketzriflin Lamar. Doesn't need to say that.
Let me do a bonin. I think,
Okay.
It seems like the Bach is telling us in his amendation over here, when he says Kaimalon, I think what he means is that I have two possibilities. One possibility is is that that this matter is a machloikus. And Kaimalon, the established halacha is to say that it's only drabonin. The other possibility is that there's no machloikus about it, but Kaimalon means it's established to us, meaning that we have this as a Kabbalah. We know that this is so. Okay, let's take a look at maybe we'll be able to figure out more from the next Rashi. Dam to Vusa.
We didn't finish after the Bach. Before the Bach's corrections, she'ein matame ba'ol, it doesn't matame in an OL, ella only the Rabbanan. So that's the Bach is adding on that that's a case that it has to be a Rabbanan case. That's what the Kula is. The Kula is only a Rabbanan thing. Now the next Rashi tells what Dam Tvusa is, this Tvusa blood. That is Harog Sheyetze, someone who's killed that comes out from it, Revius Dam, while he's still alive here. Remoto, Suffolk, now if it's all while he was living, suffer of kula b'moto. So the blood's coming out, and you're not sure whether it came out while he was still alive or after he died. Perish question when it is when the blood came.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, I have a note over here. The makor of this din, that the revius of dam is mitame ba'oel, humina kosev el kol nafshos meis lo yavo. That's what Rashi brought us on the first Rashi of this page. Shenafshos hainu, the dam of a mace is shadam hu nefesh. That's the dam is transmits tuma in the OL. So I'll tell you, I'm not. I don't know I don't know for a fact the following thing. I don't know. In other words, there's two dinim over here. Did the dam come out when the person was still alive, or did the dam come out after the person was mace? Now, it would seem that midaraisa, one of those cases is a case where there will be tuma deraisa, and the other case is the case where there's no tuma whatsoever. There's no tuma deraisa in that case. And since we have a suffix when it came out, whether the person was still alive, did the dam come out at that time, or did the dam come? Therefore, that's why we say it's dam tavusa. It's a drabonin. We say that not asering, but we say that it transmits tuma midrabanan because we simply don't know whether it came out before or after. I'm just saying, I guess the din deraisa would be when it comes out when the person is alive, or I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the din. I would say from the pasuk it says nafshos mace, the dam of a mace. It would seem that the dam of a mace that's what the pasuk is saying, transmits tuma b'deraisa. But dam from a living person doesn't transmit any tuma whatsoever. Not tame. It's like spit. It's like urine. It doesn't make him tame. It doesn't make tumas oil. It doesn't do anything. But since we don't know when it came out, we say that midrabanan the bias is tame. I think that's the understanding. Okay. Okay, so very good. Now we go to the next Rami. Rava has another Rami. Rava Rami. We call upon Lou to continue the reading. Please.
Rava noted a contradiction. Tanan, we learned in a Mishnah. Mimin hatzovin, from among the dyes, sefiche satim v'kotza. Aftergrowth of safflower and woad. Yesh lahen shvi'is v'lid mehen shvi'is. They are subject to Shemitah, and the money paid for them is subject to Shemitah. Yesh lahem bi'ur v'lid mehen bi'ur. They're subject to removal, and the money paid for them is subject to removal. Alma, a tzim yesh bahen mishum kedushas shvi'is. Evidently, wood is subject to Shemitah.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm not really following exactly what I just read.
Okay,
Yeah, the whole
let's
thing
take,
That's what.
let's take a look at the Rashi over here. Seviche, Sviche, Satim Satim Bekotze. Just by the way, the Ister of Svichim is a prohibition to basically to plant. I mean, there's a Torah prohibition of planting things on Shemitah, as you know, and over here we're saying even something which is Svichim. Svichim is the things that grow in the ground by themselves without having been planted. So even that, even though you didn't plant it, it's prohibited. So that's what Svichim are. Now we're talking about Svichim from these two things over here, Satim and Kotza. We'll see what those things are.
Not quite. It's because the Svichim is the Satim V'Kotza in the Rashi. They first of all, Satim is as Kroger. I don't know where Kroger is, Balaz, and I guess that's his old French. Kirkom.
Karkum.
Karkum we know.
Yeah, you could
That's
buy
the
karkum in the store.
Yeah, it's the orange spice. I forget
That
the
orange
name.
stuff, yeah.
Karkum, yeah. Saffron. Karkum is saffron.
Saffron, okay.
Saffron, Saffron is karkum. That's Gavada Balaz. That was chosen Svichi Vishi of the things that are overgrowths in Shviz. Leka El in Shviz, the is Leka El Svichim. In Shviz, they're only going to be Svichim products, not other kinds of products.
The Haki Nokat Sviche the Shviz. Leka El Svichim. Okay. Okay, so these are types of different types of what do they call it? Asavim. Vegetation things that grow in the things that grow in the ground. And there's the Shemitah prohibition of speaking in connection with them. Fine. So Yesh Lem Shvius. They have Kedusha Shvius.
Value.
They're not
What's the
regarded as of types of things that don't have any connection to Shvius. And Demehem Shvius. Oh, there's a Rashi on both on this also. Yesh Lem Ula Demehem Shvius.
Okay.
Lou, you want to continue?
In the Gemara?
No, we got
We
a
have-
Rashi over here. I figured I would split up the Rashis.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So where are we?
First wide
Excellent.
line in Rashi.
First wide line of Rashi.
Yesh lahen damehen shavis. They are subject to shavis. She'ain osin mehen sitora.